Hello everyone, in this video we will see how you can customize your Ubuntu desktop. By default, you can see how it looks, and personally I don't like it. So if you watch my previous video, this is the Ubuntu desktop minimal setup I have installed on top of Linux Mint. We can check that by just doing the neo fetch. Okay. So as you can see, it's Linux Mint 22.1. It has Ubuntu Minimal Desktop installed. So what to do first? First of all, I personally don't like the whole vibe of the Ubuntu novel number. So let's go to setting. Yeah. Let's change first thing first. Yes. I personally prefer the dark mode. You can see it's a bit slow because I'm running it inside the virtual machine, but ideally it will work fine. Let's choose. Okay. And as you can see, it has all the options coming from your Linux Mint to your Ubuntu as well. That's why we have so many wallpapers here. Okay. Let's go with this one. The same wallpaper we had in Linux Mint. Let's see how it looks. Okay. It's good enough. Second thing we want to deal with is this bar. I don't like it here. I personally prefer something at the bottom. So Ubuntu desktop size, you can select either normal, small, large. Okay. Normal is okay. Position of icons. Any new icon you want it's going to be at the bottom right or top left. I prefer top left. All the icons will be here. That way, if you want to have a home folder, you can have it, or you can just hide it. Auto hide dock mode. It's one of the best feature you can have. So if you are not using the dock, it's going to hide it. I'll show you in a moment. And size of it, let's do bottom here. Okay. Make it icon bit bigger. Okay. Configure. I don't want to see the trash mount. I don't want to see any volumes here. Okay, so let's do this one. Tilt copy. So multitasking, it's basically a hot corner if you are using it. It's a great feature. I personally use it, but I'll show it my original desktop. You can just click it here, right? Somewhere here, okay, at the top. And it just finds out all the windows open there. It's very useful if you are using it. It's the active screen edges, okay. You can do something like this. It can automatically arrange it, okay. It is also part of tilting as well. So nothing new but useful. Notifications, sharing, touch mouse. So inside keyboard, you can customize your shortcuts, and I would highly recommend to set your own customized set of keys. And I will show you what I have installed in a few moments. Okay. Accessibility, privacy and security. Okay. Okay. So these are all the settings we will need in our GNOME desktop. One of the good thing I like about the GNOME desktop that you can use fractional scaling. Okay. And I love it because I'm using my laptop. Okay. And as you can see, it's very small by default. So you get support of fractional scaling in GNOME or Ubuntu Minimal Desktop, which you don't get it in your Linux Mint, and it's kind of a mess if you want to customize it. So that's why I prefer kind of a GNOME environment. So now the next step is to install flatpaks if it's not installed already. So we'll be going with Firefox. Let us see. Basic install flatpak. Okay. So you can choose your Linux Mint or you can choose your Ubuntu. Doesn't really matter that much. Okay. So as you can see, the newer version already has a Flatpak install. So there is a Flatpak package installed in our Linux Mint, but what we are actually looking for, it's the software plugin for the GNOME because it's not installed by default. Again, I'll just do install of Flatpak. Okay. Password. Okay. So as you can see, the newest version of Flatpak, it's already installed as part of the Linux Mint. But what we are looking for, it's a software plugin. Okay. So just paste it. It says, do you want to add the software plugin? Yes. Why you need a software package? Because it makes things so much easier to just install Flatpak applications. And last step would be to install the Flatpak repository if it's already not there. Okay. Okay. It's installed. Now we need to restart the computer. Okay. So after restart, you should see a package called software. Okay. Which will look like this. I personally don't like the icons as well, but let's install tweaks and the extensions. Okay. So what we are looking for is the GNOME tweaks. This one here. Since it's a minimal setup, it does not come with default tweaks. So let's install GNOME tweaks. So next thing we have to install it's going to be the extension. Okay. So what you're looking for, it's Extension Manger, not just extension, because Extension Manager, you can manage all of the extension as part of the same application. But if you do extension, you need to install the plugin in your Firefox or Google Chrome or any browser you are using. Okay. Once both of this package are installed, we will see what kind of tweaks you can do. Okay. So both the things are installed. Let's go to tweaks first. Okay. Tweaks. Okay. So you can change font from here if you want to. I personally like here, it's going to be okay. That's the personal preference from my side when it comes to the icons. Okay. So that's how it will look after changing it. It's Yaru Blue Dark. We don't need to do anything in sounds. We don't need to do anything in mouse, keyboard here. Okay. Nothing in startup application as well. So let's go to Extension Manager. Okay. So within Extension Manger by default, you can see we have few extension installed. One is your desktop icon. Okay. So what this will do, okay, the desktop icon will make sure that any icons you are posting it here, how it will align, how it will look, all this thing you can do with help of desktop icon ng. Second one is Ubuntu app indicator. Okay. Personally, I don't want to change anything here. I don't use it. Ubuntu dock, that's one of my favorite. Okay. So what you can do here, first of all, we have it in bottom position. That's correct. You can change the icon size. Okay. And I don't want to do a panel mode. Okay. So let's do some corner, make it bit smaller. Okay. So now you can see here that if you disable the panel mode, that's how it will look. Okay. Icon size somewhat like between somewhere 50. Okay. Next thing I would do is the show paint application. Okay, that is fine. Application preview. First application. Okay. I do want to change appearance here. It doesn't look nice with this thing. So shrink. If you don't do shrink, it just add a little bit more space there. Eventually, we don't want to see any of this in dark background as well. So I don't want to do built-in themes, anything. Okay. I do want to set opacity. Okay, so let's do fix. I want to change this to some darker color, preferably somewhat gray, and have somewhat city here. Okay, that's how it will look eventually. In the behavior, you can use your keyboard. It's super useful. You just need to do your super key, and if you press 1, it's going to open the first application. If you use super plus 2, second application, and so on. Okay. You don't need to see overview because by default when you open up, if your GNOME desktop are installed, by default it's going to just come in overview. Okay, something like this. You don't want to do that because eventually you don't want to see anything when it's opened up. So built-in themes, opacity, I personally just, you can just remove the opacity. It looks nicer that way. Okay, so that's all when it comes to customizing it somewhat. Okay, now let's install some application. I don't want to see this applications here. Okay, so my personal preference, it's going to be settings here, this one. And for the browser, I personally prefer the Brave browser, which is not installed by default. So let's go to Firefox and install the big. Yeah. Why I personally prefer Brave browser? Obviously, so many reasons, you can check it out online as well. Personally, I don't want to see ads or pop-ups somewhere here. When I'm opening a website, I don't want to see a sponsor thing. Although sponsored things are good, but I don't prefer it while I'm working. So that is that. Okay. So with this code, you can just install your Brave browser. So again, this is coming from my actual desktop, not the virtual environment. I have few things set up properly here. So in my keyboard, I have few shortcuts. Okay. first shortcut I have for the home folder, Super E. So that simply just make sure that when I do Super E, it opens up the home folder. If I want to launch my default browser, I can do just Shift Control B or Control Shift B. System. If I want to see all the apps instead of doing Super and A because it's far away, for some people it might be nearby as well, but I prefer this shortcut because I have Windows key on the only one side, which is like right side, so that's why I prefer it. Okay, so what one different extension I would recommend to install it? So go to Extension Manager. So inside Extension Manager, personally I prefer the shutdown dialog extension. Okay, what it does that by default, if you don't have anything running in background or in your screen, if you do Alt F4, it's just going to show you the dialog box. If you are coming from Windows, it's useful because by default, if you do Alt F4, it doesn't do anything. So that's one thing. Okay. Second thing I would like to do is unblank lock screen. Okay. So unblanked lock screen. Why? Because if you by default lock it, okay, it just it doesn't show anything. Okay, since I'm using my virtual machine, that's why it's showing you the actual thing. Otherwise, it doesn't show anything, and that's why it's good to have unblank lock screen. So you want to have some kind of nice wallpaper or something, you can do it. It will be visible with unblanked lock screen. Add to desktop, it's next one. Okay. What essentially it will do that any app you want here, you can just get it from here. Okay, let's say you want Firefox, you can just do add to desktop and you should be able to see your Firefox browser here. Okay, so that's very useful. Second thing, let's say if this is my Brave browser, I want it in my dash here. Okay, so I was talking about the super key and press 1 2 3, it opens up your, if you press one, first application to second, third application. It's very productive compared to just straightforward using Linux Mint. It looks little bit nicer as well. Okay. So I'll be creating another video for which application I recommend. It's super useful. So do check out the next video. Thank you very much and see you in the next video.